Shane's new video on Chuck E. Cheese's pizza has caused chaos on Twitter and YouTube. Before I get into the tea, I just want to put out a disclaimer. Please do not send any hate or threats to Chuck E. Cheese, Shane, and other people involved. This video is just meant to report on the news and give some advice on food safety. Also, I'm going to avoid saying this word because YouTube has been demonetizing videos about it. Shane noticed Chuck E. Cheese's pizza slices are uneven and toppings are not aligned. He brought up a theory that Chuck E. Cheese's pizza slices are recycled from customers' unfinished pizzas.
There's a theory that if somebody at Chuck E. Cheese doesn't finish their whole pizza, and there's like a few pieces left, the employee will take that to the back, take those pieces off the tray, and form a new pizza with all the other leftovers, and then reheat it and serve it to a new customer. Every piece is a different size. That piece is longer than that piece, which is shorter than that piece. These pieces in the back are shorter than those pieces, and none of the pepperonis line up.
Oh, shit.
It's not just this picture, it's almost every picture you find of Chuck E. Cheese pizza, and nobody's talking about it. So I noticed this when I was like 8 years old or something, and I was just like, wait a minute, how come all the pieces are different? And I remember specifically being like, oh, can we get half cheese and half pepperoni? The half cheese side was so different than the half pepperoni side, like crazy, right? One time there was like one veggie one slice. And my mom's like, ooh, for me! And I was like, okay.
Wait, is it a
why is it there? Where's the other half of this pepperoni? Because usually when you cut a pepperoni in half, the other half is right here. Where is it? I think that this was a chunk.
Yeah.
And then I think this was two pieces that somebody didn't eat. Because you can see it doesn't even fit the rest. See what I'm saying? Doesn't fit.
Maybe draw a circle around that.
And then this was a chunk. And I think this was some random person's piece. And then I think, finally, this was a chunk. And they put them all together.
In the video, Shane even went to the restaurant to order their pizza. He posted a photo of it on Twitter with the caption, "Memories." You can clearly see the slices are uneven and the pepperoni pieces don't align between the slices. Shane's video went viral, racking up more than 7 million views in less than 24 hours. Many people agreed the uneven pizza slices are odd and said, hey, Chuck E. Cheese's, this is how fresh pizza should look. Pizza made fresh by Marco's Pizza. Pizza made fresh by Domino's and Pizza Hut. And many people dug out photos of Chuck E. Cheese pizzas. At Chuck E. Cheese's, can you please explain why one piece of this pizza is clearly much older than the others and very much not fresh? Shane Dawson, look at this YouTuber pizza from Chuck E. Cheese. Shane Dawson, we went to Chuck E. Cheese and this is what we were given. You're right, I think they do recycle their pizza. Even Jeffree Star tweeted at Chuck E. Cheese and said, you have a lot of explaining to do. A day later, Chuck E. Cheese's spokesperson released a statement to The Verge. The claims made in this video about Chuck E. Cheese's and our pizza are unequivocally false. No here. Our pizzas are made to order and we prepare our dough fresh in the restaurant, which means they're not always perfectly uniform in shape, but always delicious. And Chuck E. Cheese also replied to many people on Twitter. There's no Allie, the claims made about us and our pizza are completely untrue. We make fresh dough daily and our pizzas are made to order, which means they're not always perfectly round, but they are absolutely delicious. Nope. All our pizzas are made to order fresh by our team of pizza pros. So not every pizza will look the same, but they'll all be super tasty. Nope, all our pizzas are made fresh by our team of talented pizza pros. Each za is handmade, which means the amount of sauce, cheese, and toppings might vary, but it still tastes great. Don't believe the hype, Alex. Our pizzas are made to order by hand. So while the exact amount of sauce, cheese, and toppings can vary, the taste doesn't. No tea here, Xavier. Our chefs are pizza pros and make each za to order, which means the exact amount of sauce, cheese, and ingredients can vary, but the taste is always top-notch. On February 13th, Chuck E. Cheese posted this ad on Twitter. Someone noticed the pizza looked different. How come your pizza is circular here, but it isn't when ordered? Chuck E. Cheese replied, our pizzas may not always be perfectly round like this one, but they're all perfectly delicious. Another person said, makes a fresh pizza just for advertisements. Chuck E. Cheese replied, makes a fresh pizza for everyone ordering a pizza. Another person commented on the uneven slices. Yeah, you make fresh dough and such on the daily, therefore for some odd reason they aren't always round, but explain why the cuts aren't aligned, and the pepperoni is only placed per piece. Chuck E. Cheese replied, we take the pizza straight from the oven, slice it up, and slide it onto a serving tray, where each piece jostles to be the first one eaten. Some people also noticed this old Instagram photo from March 2017, which says, we serve the perfect pie. People responded, recycled, at Shane Dawson. This should be the chart you have in your kitchen because your staff is not getting it right. According to multiple sources, NBC News' Snapchat said Shane has received a cease and desist letter from Chuck E. Cheese, which is basically a letter that asks another person or business to stop an activity that is harassing or infringing. It states that they will be given a certain amount of time to voluntarily stop or you will take legal action. People were really upset when they heard this news. Sending Shane Dawson a cease and desist was one of the worst moves you could have possibly made. A smarter move would have been to release a counter video, but no, it's a gag order and to pretend nothing is happening. You can't gag opinions and questions when being called out. LMAO, Chuck E. Cheese sent Shane a cease and desist to have the video be taken down immediately? Shane said himself that it's a theory. Not his fault y'all trying to cover your ass saying pizzas aren't perfect as if this fits even if it got cut weird? Nah. It was never part of that pizza. This was my reply. A cease and desist letter for a theory. Freedom of speech. Classy. This will make people hate Chuck E. Cheese's worse than a YouTube video with an opinion about pizza. Holy 2019. Really, if anything, it's bringing massive business so people can see for themselves. Chuck E. Cheese's, if your pizza is really fresh, prove everyone wrong and let Shane Dawson's video stay up. Sending a cease and desist makes it more suspicious. Theories are just theories, but that pizza better not mysteriously start looking better. Shane has not confirmed the cease and desist letter, so it's unclear if it's true and if there will be a lawsuit. After the theory went viral, a few ex-employees spoke up about the issue on social media. They said, as an ex-Chuck E. Cheese employee, I can validate that this is sometimes true. I remember when I worked at Chuck E. Cheese, that's all we ever did. We were told to put the remaining birthday party pizzas together to create one, and that's what we'd take out. My cousin worked for Chuck E. Cheese, and this is what she had to say. LMAO, well, yeah. When we did find the number, we could just give it to the next person that got the same thing, or we'll just hide it and eat it. Wait, LOL, so they reuse them? LMAO. You could say that. One of my friend's older cousin worked there and they confirmed it and said that they had served 6 parties back to back at one table. And by the 4th party, the kids were starting to throw up and get sick, and same with party 6. This is no lie. I can't make this up. One person shared this lengthy experience. Chuck E. Cheese was my first job when I was 16 years old. I was the game room tech. About the pizza was witnessed on a daily basis. The worst were on the weekends when we would have 2 to 6 birthday parties going on at once. Pizzas coming back would be put together and then reheated to meet the demand. The store I worked in wasn't as clean as you would think. I witnessed my manager mix blue dye coloring in water bottles as cleaner. It did not clean anything. It was only water. The costume hadn't been cleaned in 2 years professionally. Coworkers would be sick constantly after performing. They gave us hand sanitizer after. That was it. The game machine would break down on purpose so the actual tickets won wouldn't be given. The only thing consistent or safe in the CEC is the kid check. I'm speaking from my experience, which was 9 years ago at this point. My store did this. I'm not saying every store does. I don't know how mine runs now at this point. I'm just speaking from experience. Some people responded to this experience and said, if this was 9 years ago, please let me tell you that this doesn't happen today, period. I'm a game room attendant too, and I bust my to make sure the games are clean, floors are clean, tables are clean, costumes clean. Nothing is brought back and reused. Come on now. Y'all are putting a bad rep on Chuck E. Cheese's, like damn. My store cleans our suit every week. Our store gets really busy and not once have we ever reused pizzas. And many other current and ex-employees debunk the theory as well. As a Chuck E. Cheese employee, no, we don't recycle pizzas. The reason they look like that is because of the knife we use. Hey, Shane Dawson, I'm an ex-employee from Chuck E. Cheese, and I can confirm your pizza theory. The pizza is not recycled, it's just misshapen due to the pizza cutter. At my restaurant, we asked employees if they wanted leftover pizza. Otherwise, it was thrown away. We did that so it appears like they're bigger than they are, and some cooks just can't cut right. We use small wing baskets and stuff to make larger portions more than what they seem, if that makes sense. I immediately messaged my cousin who works at Chuck E. Cheese's after watching Shane's vid, and she said this, This is such a lie, haha. I don't know what to say about the pepperonis, lol, but it gets longer on one side because when it's transferred from the pizza cooker to the plate, the pizza gets moved around, lol. I work at Chuck E. Cheese currently as a birthday party host, and I can tell you all the pizza is fresh. I literally see the kitchen boys make the pizza. We either give the pizza to the customers in a takeout box or throw it away. Our store's now throwing pizza away in front of the guests in our game rooms rather than throwing it away in the back. The fact that anyone thinks we're reusing pizza is honestly ridiculous. In the 7 years I've been there, not once has that thought ever crossed my mind. Worked for CEC for many years in high school and college, and can state for a fact the pizza is handmade daily. Dough is made the day before for it to have time to rise and be ready to be rolled out in the AM shift. A few Chuck E. Cheese employees even posted videos of their pizza being made fresh and throwing out leftover pizza. However, some former pizza employees at other restaurants were still skeptical. Same here, used to work at Domino's during college, doesn't add up. I worked at a pizza place for 4 years. We made fresh dough every morning. We used a conveyor belt oven, and I can honestly say I've never seen a single pizza look like that after being cut. Warped dough my CEC, lol. Most pizza places make their dough by hand. I worked at Little Caesars for 6 years and we always made dough by hand, and the pizza never ever looked lopsided or uneven. And others explain the uneven pizza may depend on the location. While all locations are different, I work at one in Canada and the pieces line up. It could be just a location thing, multiple ones. My manager really ensures the pizza is served perfect. I worked for 3 years and I second this. It really depends on the store, the managers, general managers, and the kitchen staff, which seems to be true. Just take a look at this photo of a perfectly shaped pizza from someone who recently went to Chuck E. Cheese. On February 15th, BuzzFeed posted a video titled, "How Chuck E. Cheese's Pizza is Made." People didn't respond well, which you can see from the high dislike to like ratio. Here are some of the common comments. I think they chose to do the interview in the morning because there wasn't anyone there. Since there is no one there, there's no leftover pizzas. The restaurant was just opening, which means there's no pizza to put together, so this is irrelevant. Completely fails to argue against the key evidence Shane points out. Not surprised the video has more dislikes than likes, because you consulted with the company, so of course they're going to prepare the pizza fresh to make themselves look good. This makes no sense whatsoever. Why didn't you go in as a customer? Of course they're going to make it fresh if they knew you were coming. I thought Chuck E. Cheese said their pizzas may change shape in the oven. Perfect circle with this fresh one. On February 14th, Chuck E. Cheese posted a video with this caption: "Sending love to our employees this Valentine's Day. Our team puts a lot of TLC into each made-to-order pizza. They're fresh, never frozen like some others, and covered in freshly grated mozzarella cheese. They look handmade, because they are, and that's why we love them." Their video shows the pizza getting sliced and moved to the tray. If we pause the video right here, you can see that the slices look uneven, but that's because they slid around as it was being moved to the tray. Also, before it's sliced, we can see that it's not a perfect circle, so the edges are not perfectly round. What about pepperoni? It looks like half of the pepperoni is missing, but that's not the case. We can see here that all of the pepperoni pieces are whole. Then, as it's being sliced, some pepperoni pieces slide off into the creases of the pizza. So it seems like what some employees were saying earlier is true. However, other people were still not impressed. They said, "I love how chunky is showing the pizza." They tried so hard to make the pizza slices look crooked when they slid it onto the tray. You could push them all together and they would still form a perfect pizza. Not the one Shane had, though. Damage control. Shane Dawson, it doesn't look so messed up here. They're trying to cover something up. How many tries did it take for the pizza to come out like that and not like a normal, perfect pizza? I'm sorry, but there's no way to save yourselves from Shane's video. But some people defended Chuck E. Cheese. It's a place for preschoolers to have birthday parties. They aren't hiring professional chefs like all you normies expect. You watch this person cut the pizza and it didn't really turn out perfectly round, and people are still... So, what's the big issue? The power of Shane's influence. I will say that a theory is just a theory, so he is protected under the First Amendment of the US Constitution, but this Redditor makes an interesting point, saying Shane should be more aware of his influence. What Shane did is basically defamation. Doesn't matter how many disclaimers he followed it with, Shane doesn't realize that as an influencer, his content influences things, discussions, other media, and with such a young social media active audience, his content spread like wildfire and information gets misconstrued. This is a classic example of that. With as big a following as Shane, you can't can't make such grand, unresearched claims. It's not like this was just a stupid Twitter thread from some teen theorizing over it. His video reached millions and even got mentioned on TV. Of course CEC are trying to fix this blow to their reputation. Some others agreed and said, and this is why I'm over these types of videos. The research is terrible or non-existent. There is zero proof and he essentially publicly slandered a very popular chain. A cease and desist doesn't mean they are super guilty, OMG, Shane is the best, get him a Netflix show now. It means they don't want people talking true or not, and causing PR damage. Most of the photos people on Twitter are posting are of pizzas that clearly match up but are just jostled. It's so stupid. Shane doesn't think before he speaks. Completely agree with this. Normally I just lurk, but I've actually lost respect for Shane because of this video. This could impact people's lives. All for what? Comedic relief in a video? And current employees are dealing with the aftermath of Shane's video. Here are what some of them have to say. As an employee of Chuck E. Cheese's, I've never gotten more messages about my job than I have after Shane Dawson's new video. As a Chuck E. Cheese employee, this is so inconvenient and annoying to get call after call, guest after guest talking about this. I will personally make a YouTube video and show you from start to finish how we make our pizza if it's that big of a deal. I love Shane Dawson. I'm a current employee at Chuck E. Cheese, and it honestly hurt my feelings that someone would make up something like this. It's a slap to my face and all employees that work at Chuck E. Cheese. I would never serve something to someone that I wouldn't eat myself. Shane Dawson, love your videos, but as a Chuck E. Cheese employee, I already got to deal with enough on the daily, and the pizza theory has already had some customers somewhat harassing us about it. My family knows a head chef at Chuck E. Cheese, and he's had to leave his family to rush to work because of this controversy. It's causing problems with the business and problems for people's jobs. Not that you did anything wrong, but just wanted to point that out. While it's true that Shane has the right to his own opinion, there's no doubt he influences how other people think. But it's a completely human thing for people to follow the hype. Rob Henderson explains, following the crowd allows us to function in a complicated environment. Most of us do not have time to increase our knowledge of all merchandise and research every advertised item to measure its usefulness. Instead, we rely on signals like popularity. If everyone else is buying something, the reasoning goes, there's a good chance the item is worth our attention. But you can see, this makes it easy for people to buy into something without really understanding the full scope of the story. I mean, just look at all the tweets that say recycled pizza as if it's a fact. Even though Shane says it's just a theory, I do think he could have ended the video on a better note. Maybe asking his viewers not to harass Chuck E. Cheese, or mentioning that it's illegal for Chuck E. Cheese to be recycling pizza, or if he truly believes the pizza is too disgusting to eat, file a USDA report? It's odd the pizza shape varies from location to location, but I don't think it's necessary for customers to be calling Chuck E. Cheese or annoying employees over a theory. Just like any other time you eat out, you're allowed to ask the restaurant to remake the food if you're not satisfied with it. And I think seeing an uneven pizza like Shane's is a completely valid reason to ask. And if you're getting sick from the pizza, then report it to the USDA. After the controversy, many people visited Chuck E. Cheese to see their pizza. Here are the common tweets. I went to Chuck E. Cheese and didn't get a reused pizza? My cousin and I came to Chuck E. Cheese for recycled pizza, but we got some damn fresh made pizza. Shane Dawson, I just went to Chuck E. Cheese and the pizza is normal. And many people made YouTube videos about trying out Chuck E. Cheese pizza. The comments on YouTube seem to give Chuck E. Cheese more benefit of the doubt. Here's what some people said. Anyone know if Chuck E. Cheese also sells pizza by the slice? Because if so, it would make complete sense why the pizzas don't always line up. They could be using those pieces first so they don't get old, then making a new pizza to fill in the gaps, putting whatever isn't used from the new one on the rack for single slices? They do. I work at Pizza Hut and it's so easy to make a pizza look like that. Once you cut it, you slide it off the metal tray into a pizza box or a serving tray, and sometimes the pieces get unaligned like that. I work at a pizza place. The lines aren't straight because the person who cut it messed up. I screw up cutting all the time and cause the pizza to be curved. So, I decided to do some research. Chuck E. Cheese says their pizza isn't always perfectly round because it's handmade. There's a lot of people saying other pizza places make perfectly round pizza, but the truth is, some handmade pizzas aren't perfectly round. Just take a look at these pizzas. And take a look at this quote from the restaurant chain Figs by Todd English. Never trust a round pizza. The restaurant is referring to the mass-produced frozen pizza shells. But there are other ways to make a perfectly round fresh pizza. One super easy way is baking pizza in a round pan. Look at this video from Domino's where the cook takes pizza from a round pan. but it's still possible to hand make a perfectly round pizza. One pizza enthusiast said, "A properly stretched and spun pizza prepared on a peel with sufficient cornmeal can easily be slipped into an oven so as to retain its circular shape. That's not to say it should always be done, but it's certainly possible." According to another cooking blog, you need to press down on the dough gently and press the dough out evenly to keep a circular shape. He says it doesn't take years of practice, you just have to know the techniques. And it's likely that some Chuck E. Cheese locations don't train their kitchen staff well, so they don't know how to make perfectly round pizza dough. Some Chuck E. Cheese employees say the slices look uneven because of the type of knife they use, a rocking blade. And others say the slices shift as it's being moved to the serving tray. Let's take a look at the rocking blade. You can see in these videos the slices shift as it's being cut, and with the combination of a not perfectly round pizza, the slices do look uneven. And sometimes, even if the pizza is almost perfectly round, a simple transfer from cutting board to serving tray can make the pizza look lopsided. Take a look at this video from Chuck E. Cheese. At the end of the day, we don't know what's going on behind the kitchen doors, and because they're a franchise, management can vary from location to location. One person said, "I'm just gonna say that maybe not every Chuck E. Cheese does the same thing. I have a cousin that used to work there, and even before I found out about this whole theory, this was a year ago, she told me that they told her, just recook it, they won't notice. She said that it's absolutely disgusting and that she'll never work there again. Maybe the Chuck E. Cheese you went to didn't do that, but the one Shane went to and the one my cousin worked at obviously did. So I totally understand why people are upset. I mean, look at Gordon Ramsay's show Kitchen Nightmares, where he discovers health hazards in hundreds of restaurants." Actually, the Chuck E. Cheese in St. Petersburg, Florida shut down in August 2018 because health inspectors found over 100 rodent droppings in the kitchen and hallways. Food safety hazards are not something uncommon in restaurants, and pizza theories aren't new either. Back in October 2018, a customer spotted a cart of DiGiorno frozen pizzas in Little Caesar's kitchen, which was later debunked as a nearby Kmart employee who rolled her cart of pizzas over into Little Caesar's. So, I get it. It's okay to be cautious, just don't harass employees over a theory. Remember, you can always ask the cook to remake your food if you're unhappy with it. And if you're still super paranoid about your Chuck E. Cheese pizza, here's some advice I came across. Order a pizza and ask for it not to be sliced. They'll have to make it fresh. What do you think of the aftermath of the theory? Do you have any restaurant horror stories to share? Let me know in the comments down below.